Did you know that 70% of family caregivers have reported specifically burnout with the responsibilities of having a job and having to manage their family member at the same time? That's mind-boggling. This stress often results in caregivers reducing their work hours, turning down promotions, or even leaving their jobs entirely to manage the responsibilities that have taken a toll when managing a parent or a child. Yeah. Every time I want to record, he starts going on his calls. We both work at home, and so it makes it pretty difficult, but we make it work. Something had to give. Either you are going to look at your health, which is priceless, and there's no way to repair that once it's gone the wrong direction where you can't pull it back. To take care of these caregiving responsibilities, you have to look at, is it me or them? And I had mentioned that in the last video. I think you might understand. You really have to take the bull by the horns and be your own advocate for your health, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, as well as physical. So this thing about overcommitting, I'm a people pleaser, and I say yes to almost everything I possibly can by just wanting to help others, but also to take care of the problem and try to find the solution. I really want to help in that manner. It was to a detriment to myself where my health is taking such a toll. And this led me to learn how to say no. And so the power of no, it did transform a lot of my life in these latest years of being in my 50s. There's such a benefit of downtime where it just gives you time to reflect. It actually helps you create. And we're human beings, and we all are creatives. We need to have an outlet that will help us to not only be creative in one aspect of your life, but in all aspects. And this is personal growth. You know what I mean? If you can create, then that's where you find happiness and peace. What I mean by creative, that doesn't mean that I'm, a singer or someone who's going to do a beautiful painting, but creating we can all do in some form of fashion. And for me, it's this YouTube channel, and this is creating in my mind to create film, to do the production, to do the editing, to come up with the ideas of what to discuss in these videos, but also you as the audience give me so much more ideas to bring to fruition in video format. Bottom line is, I had to recognize when it was time to take a break, and you should too. What I'm really horrible at is communicating with others and just actually expressing how I feel instead of internalizing it. And as we do internalize the stress, that's a killer. It really is. And it manifests into physical ailments too. I don't even want to get into all the things that have happened to me on a physical sense. It did help me pause my life and figure out what I'm going to do moving forward, and to be the best caregiver for my mom that I possibly can be. For those of you that need the respite, like I do, I have not taken a real vacation with my husband. No longer than a long weekend away somewhere randomly, but a real vacation of a week or two, or somewhere out of the country even, or even staying here. That's fine. Whatever your financial capabilities are. I had to take into account that I'm neglecting my marriage. I'm neglecting my relationships because I am not available to do these things. And being a caregiver, you don't have a day off, and you don't have really more than a couple hours off. And in those couple of hours that I do have someone to help me, I have to work and try to push everything into a 6-hour window as much as I can, or wait until my mom's asleep to work at night. Again, that's cutting into my time with family. There you go. There's only so many hours in a day, right? Where I found out is that saying no and just making that a statement instead of having to feel like you need to explain why you're saying no to some things, whether it's going to an event, whether it's taking on extra responsibilities at work, whatever the case is, that you need to have your priorities in order. And I find that if my value system is not matching the goals that I have been dealt with at that moment, then I just say no. Saying no without explaining all these things and feeling the guilt of it all is something that I'm still working through. I struggle with that. But I know that no is a complete sentence, and you should end it right there, and maybe just let someone know that, hey, no, I can't do it, but maybe you make a suggestion for someone else that can help, or a suggestion of how they can do it, and delegate it back on them to accomplish that task. Bottom line is, you got to balance your responsibilities with your own personal time. And I mentioned it's not selfish, it is more about being self-full. So these are the self-full times that I schedule into my days so that I don't go insane. And this is where I'm simplifying my schedule, which is in time blocks. So I take my schedule and put the blocks in of what I'm going to do with, whether it's deep work, whatever it's emails and communicating, I block off these times throughout the day to make sure that I keep moving forward with the top priorities and the 3 major goals that I want to hit each day. The thing about time blocking is that you can do on numerous types of systems. Either you're writing it down into your own calendar book, or you are, if you're old school, or you're putting it into a software system, like it could be Google Calendars or Outlook calendars, and you can even merge in those time blocks into fitting into one calendar. Maybe you can see your personal tasks as well as your work tasks and merge those in together. I'm experimenting with other calendars like Trello, or if I'm saying that correctly, I'm leaning towards that. Maybe a small subscription fee, but you can work it on the free side, but you might need some more tools to go to the subscribe side. And that has helped on a visual sense, and again, about be creative, and these are the things that I'm doing to create videos, things like that, keeping my tasks in order. I have examples here of my time blocking, so it gives you some illustrations. And you can see here, there is, project work, there's filming, the production, post work, etc. You get my drift. And emails, all that. So that is something that you have to put in perspective and customize to your life. It doesn't matter what calendars you choose to use. What does matter, it just won't work. It won't work if you don't commit. And so if you commit to these time blocks and guard it with your life to keep you on track and to keep you from uninterrupted time periods, then those blocks will work. So keeping the stress levels down with time blocking has really, really helped me, and it's kept the boundaries in place, because if I'm saying no to outside interferences and noises out there, right, and someone's asking me to do something, I just have to say no. I have a block of time already scheduled here. So these are things that I'm thinking putting in more into place than what I've been doing, because I wasn't really committed before, but now I am. And that's why I believe that the power of no is transforming to anyone at any age. And you want to provide the best quality of life for your parents or for anyone you're taking care of. But what about you, right? What about you? What are the things are you doing that are helping you to push back and say no, so you can guard your personal time and self-care moments throughout the day? I love to hear about it. I thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. And always remember, you can begin again. Talk to you later. Cheers.